Welcome to Rob's Feed Today. This is episode number 55, and I'm Rob Schendel. If you're new to Rob's Feed Today, welcome. I invite you to please go into iTunes and subscribe, or you can also do it in Blip TV. Subscribe to the podcast, and where you see that you can, please rate and comment on it. But welcome. Glad to have you with us. I was listening to talk radio today. Now, don't get all excited. I'm not listening to conservative talk radio. No Rush Limbaugh, no Glenn Beck's, no Bill O'Reilly's. Does O'Reilly have a radio program too? But there are progressive talk radio stations. Here in Chicago, we're really blessed because we have WCPT, Chicago's progressive talk. It's 820 on the AM dial, and it's also on a couple of the FM frequencies, which I don't know at the top of my head because I always listen on the AM. I'm in this city, and I'm able to do that. But I heard a couple of funny things. Right now, as I'm talking to you, in the background, I'm listening to Mr. Thom Hartmann talking about Richard Nixon, and that if how the political scene has changed so much, that if Richard Nixon was in the House of Representatives right now, he would be booted out because he would be too liberal to serve his Republican constituency as that Republican constituency exists today. Can you imagine that? Richard Nixon too liberal to serve the Republicans. In fact, Mr. Hartmann just went on to say that not only would Richard Nixon today be a Democrat, he wouldn't be a Blue Dog Democrat, he'd be a liberal Democrat by today's standards. I'll have more after this. Maybe you're a college student living in a dorm. Maybe you just live in a small studio apartment. What you need to do is get over to dormco.com/Rob. Once you're there, you'll find all kinds of items specifically designed for folks living in small spaces. That's dormco.com/Rob. Now, typically, I just do not watch television. I have a television here. It's not a digital one. It's an older one. I have a converter box. I have not taken it out of its carton to put it on connected television. I don't see why. I listen to the radio, and what I really need to see on television, I can see now on the computer. However, I do listen to the radio, I said, and that's always progressive talk. You too, if you don't have a progressive talk station in your area, you can go to chicagosprogressivetalk.com and click the Listen Live Now, or however it's said, and you can listen to it as well. Let me say that more clearly, chicagosprogressivetalk.com. And then there was a story during the news on that program that the program was Ed Schultz show. The state of California has a measure that's being proposed to get some cash, and this is what they want to do. They want to, well, they are a state legislator, a Democratic senator, has come up with the idea to make California the first state to implement flashing neon advertisements on your license plate. The way that it would work is that while you're driving, your license plate number would be on display. Once the vehicle stops moving for 4 seconds, flashing advertisements come through. And I just think this is kind of crazy. I suppose the more I think of it, the better it would be. But I can see a lot of problems with that. I can just see getting distracted by reading the stop vehicle in the right lane's commercial and driving I don't know where. And what about the income from this? If this is on my car, shouldn't I be getting the proceeds? I can't wait to see how this works out. Actually, I think at the least, if my vehicle that I'm driving, that I have the registration for, is showing an ad back there, I should at least not have to pay anything to register my car. What do you think? Like most modern newspapers who have an online presence, the Houston Chronicle allows people to blog about their experiences or whatever they want to say. One of those people in Houston is the Reverend Ellen Cooper Davis, who I've never met, but I'd like to say a shout out if she's listening. She's a Unitarian Universalist minister, and she conducted a wedding ceremony for, I think their names were Dawn and Lynn. And she wrote about it. You can access that blog at blogs.cron.com/keepthefaith. And one of the things, though, she points out is that after talking about this beautiful ceremony, how these people have been together for 25 years and love each other, the state Republican Party in their platform has asked that there be a felony offense made for anyone who performs a marriage ceremony for a same-sex couple. So as I understand it now, the Republican Party of the state of Texas wants to make it a felony offense if you participate or if you perform a ceremony recognizing the love of two people, regardless of their genders. And they call themselves Christians. And I found that bit just after I heard about, that former governor and now Fox commentator, governor of Arkansas, former governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, talking about the ick factor. That's the problem with same-sex marriage, is the ick factor. And the only way he would consider supporting same-sex marriage is if the only alternative that he faced was to marry Nancy Pelosi or Helen Thomas. Well, Helen Thomas is a sad story. We won't talk about her, but damn it, just a couple months ago, in this very chat window that you're looking at me now, I wished Speaker Nancy Pelosi a happy 70th birthday. I think she looks fantastic for a 70-year-old woman. And if I was straight, I'd be even more admiring of her. Talk about your ick factor. Look in the mirror if you want an ick factor, Mr. Huckabee. If Mike Huckabee was the only alternative, was the only choice for me as a gay man, I'd go straight. The way I feel is now, I want to say now is the time for these laws to fall. No longer should there be laws prohibiting two people of the same sex from loving each other. But what I really think is that the time isn't now. The time was. It's long overdue. Now, having said that, that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for watching.